Good day everyone, GarageKing here, and I may have found the best budget scanner in the $50 to $70 range, the Mucar CDE900 by Thinkcar. Now, full disclosure, the company actually sent me this product, but you know what? I have the understanding that if I don't like it or I think it's crap, then I just won't post it. I mean, that's how I work. It's game over for them if that happens. So, you know, I definitely don't want to post anything on my channel that I wouldn't use myself or I don't actually like or I don't think it's a good deal or I wouldn't even consider buying myself. So this thing, for its price range, would make a great Christmas present. And if I was in the market for a budget scanner, I would definitely buy it. Now, you can currently find it on Amazon for 65 bucks, plus there's a $10 coupon, so that makes it $55, so super cheap. And I'll make sure to include the Amazon links below. So it does charge via USB connection, and in the bottom there, you can fit a micro SD card if you want to expand it. Although with the 16 gigabytes that it actually comes with, I didn't find the need to, but you can expand it, and the format is FAT32. Now it is an Android system, which is like most car scanners, but the impressive thing about this one was it covers 94 car brands worldwide, so that's over 100,000 plus car models, and it supports 16 languages. So there's no way that you should not be able to communicate with this. It's English, French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, Russian, Dutch, Hungarian, Slovak, Greek, Romanian, Slovenian, Croatian, and Polish. So there you have it. Now the 720 pixel high definition display does work flawlessly and it is fast, as I said. Now you see this little button at the bottom? That's to expand it, $40. So I'm not trying to sell you anything, but you do get ECM, SRS, TCM, and ABS. So what does that mean? Well, it means you have enhanced engine system checks, you have airbag system checks, transmission system checks, and anti-lock brake system checks, and they all work. We're gonna go outside and we are going to try them. And for me, that's what really makes this scanner. Once you upgrade it, it's still under $100. It's super fast. Here you can see there, I'm just doing the upgrade in real time, so I'm not modifying the video at all, and you can see how fast it takes. But that is really, really what sets the scanner apart on how much it can do, for under $100. It's just absolutely amazing. So let's check out our Civic here. So you see here it does a little smog test and it automatically detects the vehicle. Now it does have a VIN detector, which is great, and if the VIN detector doesn't work for some reason on a certain vehicle, you can input everything manually if you want, but it does have that. So let's see what we get when we push the button. So there you go, let's push the button and you can see all the green, so those are good. Now keep in mind the car's not actually running, so a lot of the stuff, some stuff will be grayed out, like catalytic converter and stuff like that, because it's, there's no heat, it's not actually running. Now, how fast is it? So here you go, real time. No fault codes. It's that quick. My launch, I have a launch scanner, and it actually takes, a lot longer. So this one, I really, really like it. You can see you can graph anything, and as you scroll up, here is all the stuff. So it has just a ton of stuff, and it's gonna vary a little bit between the vehicles. So let's start it up. You can see there our control module voltage is going to go up. So that's good. So now it's actually running. And what's interesting is you can see the reading and then there's a scale beside it where the reading should fall. Now the other thing you can do is obviously compare samples, combine, you can do reports and you can record. But you know what? I really like the live data and the scaling. I love that, and I like that it tells you where you should be falling, because a lot of times when you're looking at live data, you don't know where you're supposed to fall. You just see these readings, but you don't know how to interpret it. So this scan tool actually really helps you. Like for example, here's our mass airflow. It's supposed to be between 2 and 6. We're right around 5 right now, just under 5, so that's great. If I gun it or rev it, you can see we go out of range. That's normal for what I just did. But the great thing is when the car is at idle or you're checking stuff or you're driving regularly, you can see if sensors are out of range. So that is a huge, huge benefit. So to me, that just makes it worth it. Now, continue following along. So, and here you can see we have our onboard monitor, evap test. There is a DTC, so that's like a trouble code lookup. We can look up trouble codes, and we can get some other information, our live data and stuff. But let's dig deeper. Let's go into diagnose, okay? And we're gonna manually enter the Honda. It's a Honda Civic, so let's manually enter this. It's gonna ask us a few questions now. It's gonna populate, and we're just gonna have to answer a few questions. So it is a 16-pin DLC. I'm in Canada, so let's click that. Let's let the system load its software. And there we go. So let's click Canada because that's where we are. It's telling me my vehicle info, 2006, engine ID, some pro number, that's fine. And now what we can do is we can do a whole system scan, a health report, or system selection. So the health report is going to take a little bit of time. I'm gonna click it anyway, so just to show you. what happens. Now, the elapsed time for this is actually 25 seconds. I had to speed up the video because nobody's going to watch it, but you can see it checks just a whole bunch of systems. So let's just see what happens. There we go, turn the ignition on. And it gives us our SRS ID info. So it's probably just the module info. We can read codes, but there are no codes. Let's click it anyway, just to show you. There you go. No trouble codes. The Honda is working just fine. Now, this is really cool with the ABS. So I'll show you this. So once you get into the ABS sub-menu, it'll come up with a whole bunch of stuff. You can actually record it when you're driving and stuff like that. So if you don't have someone watching your scanner when you're driving, because you shouldn't be watching it, you should be watching the road. You can see here, I have no codes, but let's go into data stream. So here we go, we can scroll down. And one of the things I absolutely love about this is you'll be able to diagnose wheel speed sensors, because here you can see, obviously I'm not moving. So my speed sensor, my left front wheel speed sensor is 0. And then there should be the other one, the right front speed sensor is 0 as well. And then we get to the rear ones, which are 0. So if you have an ABS problem and you drive around with it, you'll be able to see, stuff like that. So live data like that is very, very, very helpful. Here you can see, here's another sub menu. There's just a ton of stuff to learn in this. And this video really isn't a whole tutorial on everything. Here I'm just checking vehicle coverage. But it's a review, and there's just a ton of stuff available with this, and that's why I think that $40 upgrade totally makes the scanner. Now here's something I found that is really, really cool. Take a look at this. It's for checking the seat weight. So passenger front seat weight, you can see there, yeah, it's moving around. You know why it's moving around? Because I'm pushing my hand. So you can actually weigh your passengers. So that would be a pretty cool game to play when you're driving around. You guess someone's weight, and if you had your scanner kind of tucked away, just sort of glance down as you're driving, you would be able to, tell your passenger's weight. And you can even graph it here, so when someone's getting in and out of the car, if you really wanted to. But I had no idea that Honda Civics, at least the 2006, going back that old, were equipped with scales. So that is something new that I learned today. Here you can see the transmission selector was on, and then it will appear off. So you can even check your transmission selector. So a lot of things to check. Let's put it in the Acura and let's see what we get out of the Acura. So here you go. I'm going to look up a code, and there you go. I just punched in any number and it works. Here's the data stream. No problem whatsoever. It's very fast. Here's my brake pressure. You can see I'm pushing on the brake, and take a look at the numbers there. There you see my foot off the brake. It'll even do your steering. Take a look at this. There's your axis, your D-axis motor current. Now time to jump into the Nissan. Let's see what it says with the Nissan. Can it figure it out? And yes, there you go. You can see it identified it as a Nissan, and there's all of our checks, so that's good. Now let's see what else we got. I don't think there's any codes in Nissan. Don't remember check engine light, no fault code. Now, the one thing I must reiterate about this scan tool is just how quick it is. My launch takes forever, and this thing actually, I'm being honest, this thing is just really quick. So I'm really impressed with it. I'm really impressed. Here it's scanning everything, and it's telling us there's no fault codes. I can go into the data stream, into the main signals. Let's get into the ABS menu and see what we find. So here again, we can find wheel speed sensors, what gear we're in, stuff like that. That is really good, when you're trying to diagnose ABS problems. And then now if we go into the engine, let's see what happens in our engine menu. So let's take a look at the data stream and see what we can learn. What's new with the Nissan? Let's go all signals right here. There we go. You can see there is everything. And there's another way to display it too. I'll show you. Take a look at this. So that's another way if you want, but I tend to like this look better just because you get more on the screen. There's just more available to you. So I just like that better, because then I just figure, you're not going to miss anything. So, and there you can see brake switch, on, off as I tap the brake pedal. And you know what? It'll even check your heater. Take a look at this. So let's go to our fan switch for our heater, or I guess air conditioning. And you can see here, there's a heater fan switch on and off. So easy even to check that. Now, if we do some graphing here, there you can see, just like before, the graphing works really well. One thing I must say is this scanner is fast. It's faster than my launch. Now, the OTC one I have is fairly quick, but that one's worth a lot more than this one, and it costs a lot more if you were to buy it. So for the price that this one sells for, I think it's a bargain. I don't think there's a lot out there that can compare with it. And if you choose to upgrade it for under $100, like in total cost, that's including the upgrade and the scanner itself, you get lifetime updates. I don't think there's anything on the market that can actually compete with this thing, not at that price point. And I'll reiterate again, one of the best features is, there you go, you can see the range, 80 to 110, it's only 76 right now, so that's why it's red. Like, I just love this. So if something's out of range, it turns red, so it just makes it that easy to diagnose. But on that note, you know what, it's time to sign off. GarageKing over and out. You all have a great one. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, please leave them in the comments below, and I will see you next week. Thank you, everyone.